Yeah, here we have Vineeth PMP who recently cleared, and he came with success. With also we're discussing a few minutes back how hard it is to come up here with a few commitments at a family and at your personal side and also professional side. It's not pretty easy, but again, it's possible. That's what he was telling, that I can carry this weight if I have to throw it somehow. So congratulations from ShriLearning to you, Vineeth. So go ahead. How was the journey? Just give a hint for us.
Well, I mean, first of all, thank you, Shri. Getting in touch with you, the motivation that you give during the training, the real examples, those really help me.
Great.
And, every day used to, at least once in a week, your messages used to come in WhatsApp with all the videos. So those was driving us. And, thank you so much for all the support. And also Rahul, he is available whenever we need any questions you ask, at least within 10 minutes, you will have response. So thanks to him and you also, Shri. Thank you very much.
Great, great. I know we play a role. We won't deny that. But again, even though we give a slight push, somebody should take that other side, right? If they said no, we can't do anything. So we have to see that. I saw that with you. And one thing I found with you is you're consistently in touch with me. Whether it's a good or bad, you will tell me, Shriram, this is going this way. So you don't hesitate to tell I'm not doing good today, right?
Oh no, I mean, I really needed somebody to motivate. I know, people reach out to you. Somebody has to tell something, you're going wrong, you're doing good. So that gives you some kind of motivation or, a push to do.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Just give some idea where you started, how things came to you in PMP.
Yeah, I think the journey, actually, I wanted to do it in 2019, but somehow it didn't work, and I was pretty scared. I spoke to a couple of people. They said, this is not a cakewalk. This is something big, and you being in the shift, I don't think so. It is possible for you to do it. It's their perception, so they were all guiding. So they said you need solid 4 months, 5 months dedicated. You'll have to dedicate yourself to study the lot of documents that you have to go through. So then I somehow was, surfing LinkedIn. I saw your LinkedIn post. Then I went to the YouTube channel. I saw people continuously, saying success. I achieved. It was success journey. So looking at that, then I thought, okay, I will get in touch with you. So that's how I got enrolled with ShriLearning. Then then I saw your YouTube videos even before I could enroll. Something I felt, okay, this is achievable. Thing is, you have to be consistent, which you keep telling always in all the videos that I see. Consistent determination, you have to work really hard. You put your 100% efforts, you will have your results. So then I got enrolled, then started the journey. I think it was last week of June was the first training. Then I think a week before July, the training got ended. I did not start preparing till then. I slowly started preparing after the classes. Till 10, 12 days, I was thinking, what method should I use to study? It's been like 14 years. I opened the book. So I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube, the other mentors. So I was not sure what method should I use. Then it took me 10 days, 12 days. Then finally I got, okay, this is the way that I have to study. This is what suits me. The other thing is, you have to have only 1 or 2 mentors. If you keep looking at the different videos, if you keep referring to the different books, it's going to be a chaos because each person will have a different way of teaching. So select the right one, which is better for you, and start working on it. So that's something that I did. I looked at your video.
That makes sense. Yeah. In fact, I agree with that point. Too much, sometimes we don't know where we go. I do have a few people who work out, but sometimes they get too much of deviation with multiple choices. As a human, we tend to see more and we get distracted. That's fine. So which book you preferred as when you put the exam, you felt this book is pretty good?
Yes, I mean, I started with Head First. Somehow I felt, okay, there's no much content according to me. I mean, I was not really happy with that. Yeah, because it's all just tells you the basic. Then I switched to Rita. I read it for 2 days. Again, it was too lengthy and that was not, for me. So finally I said, okay, PMBOK. So the only book that I referred is PMBOK.
That's good. That's good.
It's good. So because the language that they use during the exams, I felt it is very close to PMBOK.
Usually people PMBOK means they feel, oh my goodness, very heavy. but I feel the way you understood is really good. That's great.
Right. I think it's pretty easy compared to the other books.
That's great. So how was the exam questions? Was it bigger or normal?
Yeah, coming to the exams, no, Shri, it wasn't that big. Hardly 3 lines, I would say. It was pretty straight. It's not straightforward. It's very tricky, especially stakeholders. The mistakes that I made, this is something that I have to tell everybody because success is always there, but mistakes is something that I'll have to tell everybody what I did. First 90 questions. So I finished it, but then I clicked, okay, I finished my break. So the first 90 questions I finished. So when I went to the second part, when it comes to stakeholder, I read the question twice. Something, I hinted me that you have to read it again. When I read it, I understood I made mistakes in those 90 because it was very, very tricky. 1 or 2 words just changed the entire question. So the questions are really going to be tricky, even if it is 3 lines. Don't take it lightly. The words they squeeze in between, it's going to be really tricky. But I said, okay, let me relax for 5 minutes. Then I'll take these 110 questions again. Let me look at it. So these are the mistakes that I made. I know you have told us, look for the keywords.
But,
those are very important. But when we do even prepcast, first 2 exams, I was like, a little excited and nervous. So I missed that. Then from 3rd, 6th and 7th, I still looked at it. But when I went to the final exam, it was still that first 10 minutes was like, oh, what's going to happen? So then slowly I calmed myself, started looking at the keywords. Then, I wasn't that.
Always we have this bouncer. However you prepared you are.
Yeah.
From a 12th grade, I remember going to the college first day. Okay. In school, we will be a big gangster. Okay. But
Right.
you go to college, you become a small guy on the first day.
Yeah.
Your shoulder height, you're managing. But once you see the seniors standing there, automatically.
Then yes, no matter how much you prepare, it's for me, first 10 minutes, it's going to be really, really little nervous.
The ground of it, then you start playing.
Yeah. And I took the center-based exam and they gave me that noise thing before. So I wore that and I could hear my heartbeat. I said, I'm not going to wear it. I just removed it and I kept it because it was, it was like scary. Yeah. So I thought, let me do it normally. So first 10, 15 minutes, it's going to be really, kind of nervous. So just be calm. Don't rush with the questions. I rushed with the questions, which is the mistake that I made. So don't rush with the questions. First 10 minutes, make sure, this is a center-based and they clearly tell you only after the first question appears on the screen, you're supposed to start writing your brain dumps, your formulas and other things.
Yeah,
so
right.
as the first question appeared, I wrote down the formulas, but still I was like little tensed because I wanted to answer that question. So my formulas and other things, whatever I wanted to write is not, it's not matching. So I said, okay, either I do this, I do this. So I answered first 2-3 questions and then I started.
Very good, very good. I think you planned really well. So how was the timing? Within 4 hours, you are able to close all the questions?
Yes, Shri, that is something that I really practiced during my prepcast. At least I needed 15 to 20 minutes at the end to review the questions. So since I practiced that during prepcast, I had 15-20 minutes at the end.
Very good.
So I reviewed the questions because I made that mistake in the first 90 questions. I did not want to repeat the same thing here. So I had 15-20 minutes. I went through all the questions. I did not end the exam. I just wanted to end it by itself. So I was just reviewing it. And suddenly it went off. I didn't even realize that the time is, you get a pop-up when it is only 5 minutes. You just get a red alert stating that you just have 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I just clicked OK and I was just going through and finally the screen went blank. I just put my head down. I was just saying it. It just appeared. Congratulations, pass. That is the only word that I saw. It was hardly there for 2-3 seconds. And
That's it.
I was like, okay. Then I raised my hand.
The God appears and go.
Oh yeah, that's it. When I saw that, I just put my head down like this. I was waiting for 10 minutes because they said until the screen goes blank, you're not supposed to get up. Okay. So I waited. Everything happened.
When you saw the result, did you hear your heartbeat?
Without that headphone, I could hear. Okay, finally I got it.
I know. It's not. It's a really good moment. I felt emotional when I cleared my exam. So I didn't show that in the exam hall. Okay, when I cleared, this guy asked me, "So is it a first attempt?" So I realized that people come here multiple times. So I asked him.
Right.
He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "First attempt. Congratulations, sir, you cleared the exam." I didn't show in front of him. I said, "It's okay." Kind of feel. When I came to my car, I started shouting, "Yay, got it!"
Yeah, because you're not supposed to shout there or, make some noise. I just waiting. They said, okay, I'll give you a print, wait for 5 minutes. So they gave me the print of the scores. I just took it. I packed my bags. I came out. I went to the basement. I just sat there for 5 minutes. Said, okay, 2 months of hard work is now,
Okay.
it's
Good, great. See, primarily the PMP exam certificate is one of the paper in the world.
yes,
At the same time, it has boosted your self-confidence to 100% and above that. Now you may be ready to try anything in the world. You want to
sure,
get a new job, you want to go for a new certification again, or you want to get a new life. The brain will tell, I'm ready for anything. Okay.
correct.
That's the reason I always recommend PMP as one of the certificate to set the ground for your success. So that's
Right.
thank you. Very good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm so happy for you when doing this job. And tell me, Anna, how much hours you spend per day if you want to read at your home?
Yes, so actually my shift timings, it's in the night, so it's really difficult for me to get up early in the morning. But initial 10 days was really difficult. What I did was after that, I planned myself. I used to spend 2 to 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
I wake up 6 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's night shift, I sleep by 2 or 2:30, sometimes 3 o'clock. And I ensured that because that's the only time I get. After that, it's going to be noisy all around. Mornings is not going to work. So first 1 month continuously 6:30 I used to wake up, read till 2 to 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
Then commuting from my home to office, it takes at least 1 hour 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And up and down, it's going to be 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So what I used to do, I used to plug in the audio and I used to listen. I don't know how much was going inside me, but I wanted to ensure something, should be very close to the subject. Otherwise, it's going to be hard.
Very good.
So
But
after,
you have office. You have to go to the office.
yes.
Oh, man.
So that was challenging. So we had to go. We actually started working from June.
Got you. So you keep your touch of at least 2.5, 3 hours per day.
2 to 3 hours for sure. That is must and required. And writing the 49 process sheet was really important. Trust me, it made me answer at least 6 to 7 questions easily. Your brain automatically goes and selects that. Even you read the options, you don't read the options. You just read the question, you see it, you take the mouse directly there. It works. It was wonder.
Okay.
Writing that 49 process sheet really worked.
Perfect. Great. Super, Vineeth. Happy to see your success. So how it's going to help you in your journey in long run for next 3-4 years?
Oh, yeah, actually, after finishing the course itself, I started applying these methods to the existing process that I work. So I can see the results coming out. It is really working. I'm going to implement this to all the projects that I'm working for. I think new projects are coming in. So I'm just waiting for new projects to come in so I can test, at least whatever I've learned. I'm going to implement and see how that's going to work in tailor.
I'm so happy that because some of them do this only for getting a paper for me for appraisal. I always tell them that please implement it. It will be more double than your appraisal.
Yes.
It means a self accomplishment, a sense of joy that we did a good job, right? Correct. So that joy, I don't know whether you can equate it with money. When you do something and someone says that I believe this work was done by Vineeth, so I can see the quality there. If somebody talks in back of you, front of you, you feel, oh my goodness, I'm able to do that.
Right.
That joy is very high. Great, so happy. So any quick tips you want to give to the people who are in the rush of doing?
Sure, Shri. Sure. So do not take any of the chapters lightly. There are questions from all the chapters. What I did was all the calculations, I thought I will keep it at the end for my preparation because I wanted to get good in the subject. But, I fell sick in between. I was not able to complete. So that's the mistake that I made. So ensure that you practice, at least twice in a week on all the formulas calculations. All the other tips would be the stakeholder. When there is a question of stakeholder, read it twice on the final exam. It is going to be really, really tricky. And your issue log, your assumption log, your stakeholder register, risk register, change log. Very, very important. Yeah, I don't know how they relate the questions. I have to see that person who's relating those questions. It's very tricky. Yeah. These logs are very, very important. Change management is very, very important. Every question, somehow they link it to that. I don't know how, but it's going to be linked. So be very, very careful on the keywords. And these logs are going to help really. So ITTOs, there are few questions, but based on situation is what they ask, not direct questions. So I would say quick glance on the ITTOs would really help.
Okay, great, good tips from you. Any questions on Agile came up there?
Oh, yeah. Agile, I hardly saw 2 questions, Sri, and even on the calculations, there were hardly 4 questions. So no much of Agile and the calculations, but if you know the formulas, I think you'll be able to crack them. 90% was situational. You just have to put yourself in that situation. I used to tag. If it's a sponsor, when I was preparing, I said, okay, sponsor is going to be this person. My team, anyway, I have my team, stakeholders is going to be this particular ex-client. So when I read the question, I tag. So that actually helped me to answer a few questions really well.
Right.
So while preparing, if you tag those people whom you know, it's gonna work.
Perfect. We made a good mind map there. Very good. Very good. Fantastic. Great, Vineeth. So happy to hear your success story. First of all, thanks for coming up here. I know you slept 3 o'clock and you wake up early for us and come for the quick catch-up interview. I appreciate it, Vineeth, and wish all the success for you.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have to implement this, and also career path should go forward in leadership way. So that I'm
correct
for your side, right?
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Thanks a lot. Have a great time. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Shri, and thank you so much, ShriLearning, Rahul, and yourself. Thanks for all the guidance and motivation, Shri.
Perfect. Great.